Now, there are a diversity of gifts, but the same Spirit. There's differences of administrations, but the same Lord. There are diversities of operations, but is the same God which worketh all in all. But the manifestations of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. In other words, everybody in here is given something, but it's only to profit those around us. Watch what that just said. The anointing, the talent, the giftings that are in your life are not about you. They are for everybody else. Let me say this again. What God has placed within you is not for you, but it is for you to use it to bless, help, and serve others. I always get so nervous whenever I watch people with gifts and talents, and all they seem to do is try to further themselves and move themselves forward and build themselves a kingdom and build themselves wealth and build themselves reputation and build themselves stuff, whereas God put that inside you to serve others. Say, I'm gifted, I'm talented, I'm blessed, but it's not for me. Turn to 1 Chronicles chapter 11. Benaiah, one of my favorite characters in the Bible. I'm sure all of you study the Old Testament. Son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man in Kabzeel, who had done many acts. He slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. He slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. He slew 2 lion-like men. The devil comes as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour, as a intimidating. He's trying to act like, he's trying to be like, he's trying to look like, he's trying to have the power and the authority of, as a roaring lion. But Benaiah slew 2 of those men. And he slew a lion in a pit on a snowy day. Say, he slew a lion in a pit on a snowy day. I want you to understand the gravity of this feat. David here is chronicling the mighty men that served him and giving us insight as to who these men were. And this is a little bit of who this man was and what qualified him to be the head of King David's bodyguard. He slew 2 lion-like men. He also went down and slew a lion in a pit on a snowy day. Now watch, how many understand that when you go down into a pit, you're not being chased by the lion, you're chasing the lion. He went down into a pit to take out a lion. A lion, the largest lion on record, weighs 826 pounds. A lion is 8.2 feet long from his head to his body. He has a 3.5-foot tail. He's 4 foot tall to his shoulders. To his shoulders. 4 foot tall. I could probably ask a few people to come up here that are about 4 foot tall, and you'll see and you get a better idea of how tall that is up to his shoulders. Not the head on top of the shoulders. £800. 8 foot long. He has just over 3 inches on his canine teeth. One bat of his paw can dismember you. Watch now, watch. One swipe of his paw can dismember you. It can rip your arm off with one swipe of his paw. His claws are like razors. He can run 35 miles per hour. Can jump. He can leap 30 feet in one jump. He sees 7 times greater than 20/20. And his roar, watch, his roar can be heard for up to 5 miles. The devil comes as a lot of what we're afraid of isn't even here. It's 5 miles away. I hope somebody hears what the Spirit is saying today. A lion is best attacking in the dark. One lick of his tongue is like scraping your knee on concrete. A second lick in the same place will tear your flesh. A third lick in the same place will peel you to the bone. This man went down into a pit to attack a lion. And watch, not only did he go attack a lion, it said on a snowy day. I mean, we're from Florida, but I watched most everybody walk in the door, and it's like the walking was like this. The mobility had left the building. It was like you walk in here frozen like a penguin or something, and the mobility wasn't there. But here is a man, watch, he didn't have, Columbia clothes to put on. He didn't have, really nice long johns to put on. He didn't have good warm socks to wear. This man went down into a pit on a snowy day to fight an 800-pound Father, help us. We want to throw in the towel whenever we have a hangnail. We want to give up and quit whenever somebody says something negative about us. We want to just stop whenever somebody looks at, I can't stand how they just looked at me, and my whole day's ruined. This man chased a lion on a snowy day into a pit. Where are the Christians at? Where's God's church at? Got dinky demons running around here controlling people's minds and thoughts and actions like there's something big and bad. This man chased a lion down in a pit on a snowy day. All we want to do is talk about getting some honor and respect and all this. And what are we doing? We're whining every time something goes wrong. Complaining every time something doesn't go our way. on a snowy day when your body doesn't want to function right, whenever your footing is unstable, whenever you can't see good because the visibility has been diminished. Watch. We don't always get to pick the most opportune times to go fight the enemies of our lives. I wish we could always determine where the battles would be and when they would be. Because I would go in all prayed up and I would have an army of support there for me. But most of the time, my battles aren't fought with a crowd. Most of the time, the battles that I face live right up here in this little dark place. But I'm trying to tell myself today, it's already inside of me. I'm gifted. I'm talented. I'm blessed. It's already in here. So start acting like it. Huh. Woo. So he went down into a pit to face this lion. But watch, the lion wasn't chasing him. He decided to chase the lion. He didn't chase him into a safe space. He chased him into a pit. Once you get in a pit, you don't get to hit the eject button. You don't get to call in the bailout. You don't get to say, oops, bad choice. Here, let me jump up out of here. That dude can jump 30 feet. That dude can run 35 miles an hour. That dude can dismember you with one swipe. Pastor, I just don't know if I can get over what somebody said about me. Pastor, I don't know. I only have enough money to afford this kind of house, and I was really hoping to have this kind over here. Pastor, I really wish that I could go to that restaurant. I can only go over here to this one. Forgive my bluntness, but the church has lost their mind. We act as if we have we've got to change some stuff. We keep comparing ourselves to the Joneses. Who cares what the Joneses have? You know what? This is what I've learned. You know, because I've had the privilege to be around people, like people that own all of this around here, in their homes, hanging out, spending time. You know what I've learned? You know what I've learned? That well-off people look at people that are more well-off and envy them. You know, it's crazy. People that make six figures a year like it's nothing. You know what? They look at people and envy those that are making 7. And what's crazy is those people making 7 that are, way up there, they're envying those that are making 8. And you know what's crazy? Millionaires envy billionaires, and billionaires envy people with more. So where does it stop? It does not stop. You better learn how to be content with where you are. Because if the steps of a righteous man are ordered of the Lord, and you're doing your best to live it, then you're exactly where He's placed you. Oh, I need to say that again to somebody. Working so hard to get somewhere God hasn't called you. Working so hard to be something God hasn't called you to be yet. If I'm honoring God, doing everything that I'm supposed to do right now and trying to walk out everything that He's telling me to do, then my steps are being ordered. Then that means I am where I am supposed to be today. Come on, amens. We're so busy trying to compare ourselves to somebody else whenever God didn't call you to be somebody else. God called you to be you. And He's already placed inside of you every gift and talent that you need to make a difference. The question is, what are you doing with it? This man, say Benaiah. Benaiah. This man, he slew 2 lion-like men. He went down in a pit and killed a lion. Then it goes on to say, and he killed a man that stood 5 cubits tall and didn't have anything but a staff, and went and beat the man and took his spear and killed him with his own weapon. It's in you. You don't have to be intimidated by what life throws at you. You don't have to buckle in fear of what's coming your way. God has already placed inside you everything that you need to get past it, to have victory over it. Quit letting circumstances, situations, and things deter you from living out God's plan for your life. It's in you already. Everybody has been gifted. Everybody has been blessed with a talent. Everybody has been given stuff. What are you doing with what God has given you? I was going to teach on the talents. To one he gave 5, to 2, or to the next one he gave 2, and to the third one he gave 1. The one with 5 was so excited he went out and invested and did and made 5 more out of the 5. The one with 2 did the same, got excited, went out and took the talent that they had and made 2 more with that and expanded what the master had given them. The third one knew that the master was a shrewd man and a scary person, so he took the 1 talent, went and dug a hole and buried it. And whenever he came back, he said, well, I'm not going to lose this, so let me go bury it. And then whenever he came back to ask for it, he offered him the 1 and said, what's your problem? See, we want to sit here and just hang on to what God's done for us as if we might lose it. No, He wants you to step out and start using it so He can bless you with more of it. But we're allowing situations and circumstances and things and troubles and cares of life to shut us down, to silence us, to keep us over here and afraid to step out and stand on the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. He said, upon this rock I'll build my church. So my foundation is not me anyway. So I don't have to be worried about where I'm standing. If I'm moving inside His word and I'm up next to the King, then I'm going to be all right. There's no lion that can, there's no man that, there's no falsehood, lion-like men. There's no imitation that can take you out. Get your boldness back. I said, get your boldness back. It's in you. It's in you. So start using it. King David was going over the resumes to select his 30 mighty men that served him. Benaiah, brought in his resume, sitting in the office with King David. He asked the secretary, "Did you get my email?" And said, "Yes, we forwarded it to him. He's in there waiting on you." So imagine this, King David sitting there saying, "I hear you took out 2 lion-like men." He said, "I hear you faced a giant. I hear you went down into a pit and killed a lion on a snowy day." Imagine how proud Benaiah was. He said, "Yes, sir, I did that." King David said, "You know, that sounds a lot like somebody I know." King David said, "You know, I fought a lion and a bear and killed them with my bare hands." He said, "You know, I faced a giant with a slingshot and killed him. Cut off his head with his own spear." Benaiah said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I like what I'm seeing." He said, "It looks like you have everything that you need to serve." Benaiah said, "Hang on, King." He said, "I think you missed where I'm from." He said, "Yeah, I've killed a lion. Yeah, I've killed a giant. Yeah, I've had some enemies." He said, "But did you see where I came from?" So King David flipped back through there. He said, "You're from Kabzeel, right?" He said, "Yes, sir." He said, I'm not familiar with that town. Where is that located?" He said, "It's over there in Judah." I said, "Pastor, what are you trying to say?" This man earned his spot because what was inside of him was the same praise that was inside of King David. Not only was he from there, but he was praise. So see, watch. I don't care what you're facing, what you're going through. Whenever you have a praise that can come out of the depths of who you are, then there's no lion like men, there's no giant, and there's no lion on a snowy day in a pit that could ever keep you down because it's in you. The question is, are we ever going to stand up, rise up, and realize what's already inside of us? I have the skill set, but if my mouth stays quiet, I have the ability to fight. But if my praise never gets moving, you can attend church all you want. You can read every Bible you get your hands on. But if it doesn't start coming out of the depth of who you are, then it will never become active inside your life. So today I want to ask, are there any lion chasers in this house? Ooh. Are there any mighty warriors in this house? Is there a people that realize that not just do I have talents and giftings and blessings, but there's a lion inside of me? Ooh. The Lion of the tribe of